Everyone come to order, please. This is the December 21st meeting, special city council meeting of the city of Bel Air Beach. Please rise to salute the flag. I'm here, but we're going to do it anyway. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Robinaki. Present. Councilmember Marv Beam.
Here.
Councilmember Dave Gaddis.
Here.
Councilmember Jody Shirley.
Here.
Councilmember Rita Swope. Oh, I think she just hung up. Let me try to get her back, Mayor.
Okay.
I think she accidentally hung up. Trying to unmute. Councilmember Swope?
Here.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Glenn Gunn?
Here.
Mayor Joseph Manzo?
Here.
City Manager Lynn Reeves?
Here.
City Attorney Fred Riley?
Here. Okay, thank you, everyone. Tonight we have one item. It's a special meeting, so I'm going to read it. It's a long one, and then we'll ask for a motion in a second, and then we'll debate if we need to. So we have consideration of Ordinance 20-05, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Bel Air Beach, Florida, relating to 3 proposed charter amendments for submission to referendum, providing for incorporation of recitals, providing for amendments to Article 2, Section 2.01, Article 3, Section 3.01, and Article 5, Section 5.03 of the City Charter, providing for 3 ballot titles, providing for the City Clerk to obtain Spanish language translation, providing for approval by the majority of electors voting in the election scheduled for March 9, 2021, providing for a notice of an advertisement of the referendum election to be published in accordance with the State of Florida Election Code, providing that upon adoption of this ordinance, 3 proposed charter amendments shall be submitted to the qualified electors of the City of Bel Air Beach, Florida, voting in the scheduled election for March 9, 2021, and shall become effective as provided by law, providing for the City Clerk to conform and codify the city amendments to the City Charter if approved, providing for repeal of ordinances in conflict herewith, providing for severability, providing an effective date, and providing for an effective date or dates of proposed charter amendment or amendments. This is the second reading. If it passes tonight, it goes to on the ballot. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Jody Shirley makes the motion. Second. And second by Marv Beam. Council debate starting with Jody Shirley.
I don't have anything further. We've reviewed this already at second reading, and I think from my look at it, we're ready to move forward.
Wayne Gunn?
One issue, page 3 of the ordinance, I'm looking at the section 3.01, city manager, and it looks like the only thing that was changed was changed from 1 year to 2 years. And could you just refresh my memory why we did that? I'm not quite sure. I recall.
I don't remember, honestly. I don't know if somebody else does, but
I think we did all of these across the board. I think we equal at the time. We started with 1, and just to make it consistent.
Well, the consistency would have been for just 1 year then, because everything went from 6 months to 1 year, right? Residency, so. That's done. I couldn't recall why
I don't remember.
why we changed that and why it's so important that we move forward with this.
As I recall, I think we were just concerned about the expedience of someone coming off council and moving into a position, of management in the city. We just didn't think that was appropriate. I think that there was a lot of discussion back and forth on it. I don't know how we settled on that time frame, but I do recall that being a topic we discussed quite a bit.
I mean,
I'm not saying one way is right or one
I
is.
couldn't recall why it was.
that's coming back to me a little bit. I think we were concerned that it was a quick turnaround, maybe to give a little bit of distance maybe between the one council and the other. It's probably not something that's likely to happen too often, but I think that's what it was. I don't know how we wound up with 2 years, but
Well, we doubled the other ones and just figured we'd double this one. Just, that's the consistency that I remember. Yes, there was discussion about it. The details, hard to say. I don't recall them.
I think the reason why we did that was because they would have an existing relationship with a sitting council. It's basically, you could be on that same council and move right into a management position, therefore you would effectively never leave the council.
Gives you at least one election. What it does is it breaks that cycle, like you said, every 2 years, there's at least one election here, so I think that might have been the reason I did it. Again, this is all coming back as other people are giving me hints here, but I think that was the idea, because if not, I mean, not this year, but next year, there's an election, and the next election isn't for more than, it's 2 years, right, before the next one. Yeah, so yeah, you could churn potentially if you had a favorable council.
I'll buy that. City manager, you see any holes in that, or?
No, I don't think that's.
Somebody's good.
And even in your situation, like, because I know you did that, you were former mayor, but you weren't former mayor and went right to city manager. You would have other stuff in between, right?
About what, 10 years?
Yeah. So I mean, does that take care of it?
I'm good to go.
Anybody else? I'll open it up to the citizens. There's no citizen comments. I'll come back to council. Judge Shirley gets the last word.
Nothing further from me.
I'm going to call the question. I got to read the whole thing again. Consideration of Ordinance 20-05, an ordinance for the City Council of the City of Bel Air Beach, Florida, relating to the 3 proposed charter amendments for submission to referendum, providing for incorporation of recitals, providing for amendments to Article 2, Section 2.01, Article 3, Section 3.01, Article 5, Section 5.03 of the City Charter, providing for 3 ballot titles, providing for the city clerk to obtain Spanish language translation, providing for approval by the majority of electors voting in the election scheduled for March 9, 2021, providing for a notice of an advertisement of the referendum election to be published in accordance with the State of Florida Election Code, providing that upon adoption of this ordinance, 3 proposed charter amendments shall be submitted to the qualified electors of the City of Bel Air Beach, Florida, voting in the election scheduled for March 9, 2021, and shall become effective as provided by law, providing for the city clerk to conform and codify the charter amendments to the charter if approved, providing for repeal of ordinances in conflict herewith, providing for severability, providing an effective date, and providing for an effective date or dates of the proposed charter amendment or amendments. Second reading, a yes vote to get this on the ballot. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Bean,
Aye.
Councilmember Gaddis,
Aye.
Councilmember Shirley,
Aye.
Councilmember Swope,
Aye.
Councilmember Aki,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Gunn,
Aye.
Mayor Manzo.
Aye. So this passes 7-0. Madam Clerk, will you please take this down and sign it? And I think everybody else needs to sign it, the mayor, Fred Riley, and Mayor and Fred Riley. And then Patty Gentry, and then you'll transmit it to the election clerk, and get the Spanish language translation.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Reeves, I saw there was a sign thing on here. Do you have any announcements that you wanted to make before I call for the adjournment?
I put at your table some updated estimates for the signs, and we'll talk about them next month, probably at the work session. And then Attorney Riley has submitted a draft, and we've been talking back and forth about the sign ordinance, and we'll have something at the work session next month.
January work
Yeah.
session. Okay.
So you've got, we'll probably, I think Frank did discuss that a lot early, so they happen. So it'll come shortly after New Year. That's it.
Do I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Everyone have a happy
Aye.
holidays, okay? Thanks for coming in.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, stay healthy.